The Establishment Man. He's one of the foremost political commentators of our time, and what's more, he's British. What are people saying about him?
Mr. Churchill, you have apparently said that, after yourself, the establishment man is the finest political analyst there is. Do you stand by that statement?
Surely.
And now, the opinion of that highly unpleasant gentleman, Herr Hitler.
This so-called establishment man, I hate his guts. He is ein englischer Schweinhund.
Meanwhile, at an undisclosed location in St James's, London,
Labour leadership. It's a contradiction in terms. Socialism leads nowhere, so how can it have a leader? The trouble with socialism is it produces nothing. I remember Maggie, that's Maggie Thatcher, saying to me, can't do the voice, female, you know, the problem with socialism, establishment man, is that you eventually run out of other people's money. Or is it other people who run out of your money? Anyway, the point is that in the end, somebody's money runs out. Socialists can't create wealth. I remember saying to that Karl Marx fellow, now look here, Marxy old fruit, this volume of yours, Das Kapital, it's not exactly what you'd call a how-to book, is it? I've read it from cover to cover. On every page it talks about capital, but nowhere does it tell me how I can lay my hands on any. Marxy answered, can't do the voice, German you know, from each according to his means, to each according to his needs. To which I replied, unlike you old fruit, I'm not asking for handouts. I want to make my own money. I want to create my own wealth. Marx didn't understand, and nor do Labour. COVID-19, stuff and nonsense. I've had COVIDs 1 to 18, didn't do me any harm. Puts hairs on your chest, a good epidemic. We don't want a nanny state. Oh no, we don't want a nanny state. Come to think of it, COVID-19's putting hairs on the chest of the nanny state. I used to know a hairy nanny. I failed to elicit her views on state interventionism, but I strongly suspect they were Keynesian. I remember saying to the man himself, now see here, Keynesy, old lad, you surely don't believe the state should take complete charge of the economy and borrow endlessly? To which he replied, can't do the voice, he was from some university in the Fenlands. Do you think I'm a bally socialist? Of course not. And Labour don't understand that either. You want an encouraging statement, something to raise people's morale. All right, let me think now. Let me think. I went through something like this in the late 1340s. It was the time of the so-called Black Death. I remember I was acting as special advisor to King Edward III on the pressing garde-robe question. Now there was a slogan in those days, a buzzword if you will. What was it now? Oh yes, bring out your dead. Bring out your dead. Come to think of it, that's not very encouraging. Not very encouraging at all. I have to think of something else. The other similar occasion was the Great Plague of London in 1665 to 66. I had been acting as the special advisor to King Charles II on the all-important chamber pot question. Now, it was said in those days that no London tobacconist died throughout the plague. I myself smoked my way right through the thing. And I'm doing exactly the same thing this time. After all, true conservatism is immortal. Now that is an encouraging thought.
Dominic Cummings, you have reportedly said that you learnt everything you know about strategic thinking from the establishment man. Is that true?
Yeah.
Exactly.